my pain, they wash away your fantasy. Yet you pretend there are means to every end. My dignity, just let it be. Suit you want, suit you mean, mean what you say. And I still give my best to you. Suit you want, suit you mean, mean what you say. Take your shot and I'm unfazed.
Die Blumen blühen im Sturm und auf den Blüten liegt Reif. Ich habe nur dieses Leben und Schweigen und das Licht.
この部屋に通気口はついてる？いやいや、
Alright. Hopefully the music's not too loud. I'll adjust it a bit. We're actually going to skip to something a little more normal. So, we're going to have a short stream today, and that is primarily because I had an investor meeting that I was attending, or, well, just listening in on. But, yeah, that just ended probably 5 minutes ago or something like that. And I don't want to stay up too late. I still want to be able to chill and watch a little bit of... I don't even remember the name of the anime, but it's pretty good. It's the... it came out, I think, a season or two ago. It's literally just a show about girl failures, but it's kind of a refreshing take on the romance genre. So, you know, it's caught my interest. It... I don't know what to call it. It is... it's interesting. I think maybe when I finish it, maybe I'll do a brief review on the variety portion of my stream here. I still like to talk about more vintage stuff or stuff that flies under the radar. I don't think this show really counts, but maybe it does. There's definitely some good shows I feel like don't get the attention they deserve. You know, someone kind of brought that up when they mentioned... The Elusive Samurai, right? They were shocked that that got almost no mainstream attention, despite the fact that it seems like it was made for it because it's, you know, well animated, it looks pretty, it's, you know, kind of in the shonen, it has like the shonen appeal, a young protagonist, fighting, lots of fighting and action and stuff like that, kind of an interesting premise. So it is kind of interesting that that show in a way hasn't gotten that much attention. So I guess there is still stuff that flies under people's radar, even if it's well reviewed by the people that have seen it. Nobody's really mentioned this. I seem to be the only person that's bothered by this, but there are a tiny bit of black bars on the side, and that's just what the game wants, and I don't really know why. When this game is in, when it's in a... like if you play on LD Player or Google Play Games, but it's on like a normal monitor with the 16:9 aspect ratio, the screen goes all the way out to the edges. And I actually suspect that there's some little graphics and stuff that are getting clipped and cut off, but like not really important stuff. And one of the things, I wonder if does it show my mouse on the screen? Does it show it now? Yeah, it does. So that is still part of, like, that's not just empty space or from the canvas. That actually is part of the screen. The black on either side. There and there. And so this is playing the game at full resolution. If this doesn't have quality on YouTube streaming, I'm just going to give up on that. But I think I'm gonna stick with this aspect ratio. I tried out the other one; it didn't look any better, and the gameplay was just smaller. So I was like, screw that. If I'm not gonna get ultimate sharpness doing that, we're just gonna play in frickin' 4K and make YouTube handle it. Like, I don't know what they want from me to output 54K. We're outputting 24K at 4K. So I don't know what to say about that. If this doesn't look crisp, nothing will. And it's all the quality is like maxed out. I suppose maybe the other thing is I'm not doing this with a dedicated streaming PC. My PC, you know, I built it myself. It's a chonker, right? It's a real chonker. I think I spent around 4K on parts, and that was me building it. That's not over the counter. So I'm not paying like a builder's markup for that. And, you know, it's pretty nice, but I think that there might be limitations to what you can capture quality-wise on the same box, no matter how beastly your computer is. So maybe for better image quality, I would need a streaming box, and to do, screen capture that way. Also, in the setup that I have right now, I can't really look at chat too easily. I know there's ways to project it onto my screen. It's not a one monitor setup, but my monitor, it takes up pretty much my whole desk. So I need to get a kind of a crazy stand that allows me to put monitors in not side-by-side positions. Like, I kind of want to have 2 monitors above my main screen, and long-term, at least. And that way everything will kind of fit, and I'd be able to see literally everything from where I sit. I would just be looking up a bit to see, like, chat or OBS and stuff like that. Because I also, if I want to do screen transitions and fancy stuff and cool things during the stream, like, I don't think I'll ever be big enough to have a producer that just does that for me. That'd be pretty dope. I definitely think the bigger streamers actually have producers that manage their stream, like, live. But, Asmongold doesn't. He does all that himself. So... But I don't think he tries to do too many things fancy, but he certainly knows his way around OBS way better than I do. Because he'll do things so casually in there, and I'm like, wait, now that I've tried out OBS, I'm like thinking, like, what did he do? Like, how do you do that? Like, what's he clicking on to do that? Anyways, that's the behind the scenes sauce of what was going on today and kind of what I'm thinking about. I released a Hoshiguma video the other day, and it has the best views to like ratio of any video that I've made, period. However, I do not understand why it's not getting views. Like, I thought that thing would hit off better than any of my other videos. And it's, for whatever reason, people just aren't seeing it or clicking it or anything. And I don't know what's up with that. So, I'm a little confused by that. I don't know, maybe it's just that this community, like, if you, at least on websites, once you get discovered on YouTube and streaming and stuff like that, a certain critical mass, and people kind of know who you are, sure, then they'll come see your stuff when you release it. But when you don't have that, and you have to kind of self-promote and advertise it on other places, like the Arknights Reddit, it's like the only thing that people like on that is fan art. Like, that's literally it. It's just fan art. You can't have opinions there, or you'll get downvoted unless you just parrot the popular opinions, because that's just how Reddit works writ large. The only thing you can get broad appraise for is fan art, and it doesn't even have to be good. It could be absolute shit, and people will still be like, oh my god, so great! So, I still try to promote there a little bit, even if I'm not making comments and stuff, just drop a video. And it's crazy to me that, like, people don't even, like, click on it to see what it's about. Like, I posted a video and it said that like 7,000 people saw it, right? There's hardly any impressions, upvotes. Like, the upvote rate is very high, but the thing is very few people ever even bothered to see what it was, because they had to do more. They either had to leave the site to get to YouTube, so transition from Reddit to YouTube, which makes me wonder, I wonder if YouTube's just blocked in Southeast Asia, because I know, like, a huge amount of the people in the global community are Southeast Asian communities, like, Vietnam and some of the islands. I know the Philippines, it's pretty big in the Philippines and stuff like that, because it's specifically not Japan and not China, right? I have no idea if Korea is lumped into there or not, but Korea wouldn't be all that much English speaking, even if it were. So, Singapore, that's another one. And, like, I think Malaysia and Thailand and stuff like that. Like, that's where English seems to be, or Arknights English seems to be the biggest. And US and Canada is a pretty small audience by comparison, it seems like. And so that's kind of part of the issue. But I'm kind of wondering if in some of those countries, if YouTube's just blocked, or I know there's places where there's cell phone plans that, for instance, they'll give you like Facebook, but not normal internet. Because I'll also see stuff on Facebook that people post, and it will get tons of impressions. But anything where people have to leave the site, it's almost like you've been shadow banned. It's crazy. And maybe, just me being from the US and so used to that being the way it's done in like every other community, because Arknights is really the only thing I do that's really popular, I think, not so much in America, but mostly in Asian countries. And sure, there's people elsewhere in the content creator space, for sure. I definitely like, just going off of accents, not everyone's got in the content creator space. It seems like there's some presence in South America and Europe and whatnot with the content creators. It's not so focused in Asia, but I think in terms of like where you get your reach and where a lot of your audience comes from, off of those platforms specifically. So I don't know. It's been hard to figure out an efficient way to bring in people just to see content, even if I think it's stuff that I would think the community would generally like. Like, you lean into a meme, you make something that you haven't seen anyone else really do, you put it in kind of like a clear that you think is, it's not like it's hard, it's not like it's the most amazing thing ever, but again, the gimmick was just having like a original song that leans into one of the long-standing memes for the community, and I would have thought that would have been a surefire hit. And again, like I said, with people that actually watch it, it is. But it just seems like people can't even get to YouTube if they're on Reddit or Facebook. Either that, or they're just too lazy to have something go into like another window or leave the site, which is, I don't know, kind of wild, the way that I think about things. Maybe I'm a boomer or something, I don't know. Anyways, I put levels into Lumen, and this is just so that I can't spend the XP somewhere else, because we really need to level him up. We have to replace Ansel. It's becoming painfully clear that Ansel does not have the healing throughput to take us beyond, even if I max out his level. Like, even if I take him to 55, we just don't gain that much healing. And sure, his talent will get appreciably better, but it's just not enough. It's not enough because we're out of levels for Cutter. She's not going to get any tankier. Amy's not really going to get any tankier, even if we E2 her. It's just not going to happen. So we really need more healing throughput. Lumen will let me place Perfumer on the lower portion of Lungmen Downtown, right? That's the Annihilation 3 Lungmen Downtown. Let me move Perfumer south, put Lumen in the center, and that will mean that I don't need to put my guard, or tank for that matter, in front of Amiya. Amiya should be able to take the hits, kind of. But we are still going to want levels just so that she has more raw hit points. Because she's going to have to tank the arrows, and she's going to have to get shot at least a little bit by drones and not die. And with deployment order, I can still make them focus on the guard, the drones at least. But the AoE healer will mean that I don't have to, it's not going to be Ansel hoping to proc his talent. So it should clear things up. And then Lumen, of course, he just has much better stats overall. And yeah, that should hopefully be enough for the whole middle section. We also pushed Lapland to max level. That's because she might end up being the easiest to E2. Gels are a little hard to get right now for us. I think I can make these, but I do need to farm some stuff for the base. I'm still a few containers shy. And honestly, if that's open right now, I might see if we can actually just farm farm those. It is open. Let's see how I do. I'm gonna do a practice mode real quick. Actually, I'm gonna burn a tiny bit of sanity. Common guaranteed. We're gonna do one run here, to be honest, just to burn some sanity, and then I'll do a practice on that stage just to see if I can get it. But I don't want my sanity to be locked out while I could have gotten 2 or 3 sanity already just from me talking. Oh, almost 4 sanity, to be honest. That's nuts. But yeah, I am semi giving up on Babel just because, how shall I say, there's a chance if I put everything into clearing the event that I can do it. And if I didn't stream the prep for that and I just made like a short form video, it would probably be okay content, you know? But I don't think it would be. It's not like unique. It's not anything special. Like I'm not going to get that much value out of it compared to, like I said, if I just play the game, how it would make more sense to play like a normal account. And you know, I have this perfect standard of comparison because there's at least 2 content creators that are brand new. You know, there's Quirk and there's Clayo, and there's actually a few others. Those are just the ones that I see pop up in my feed the most. And so, like, there's a really, I'm almost identical in account, not progression. I'm progressed further than they are, but that's kind of expected. That was kind of the point of making a guide. If I wasn't, then obviously I'd be doing something wrong. And they don't have the same strict guidelines that I do. But it is a good way to kind of see, to compare what normal new players are doing, right? Because that helps me understand the value, especially if I want to make shorter form. Because that's the whole thing. The whole purpose of playing this is so that then I can write down my thoughts into like a coherent list of lessons, and then make 5 to 10 minute long videos on each topic, and maybe like create a playlist. And then if people want to see the stream that all of that is based on, they can go back to these streams and watch through them if they want to spend, 2 hours hearing me talk about in-depth stuff. And or they can just come on to a live stream that I do and ask a question, Anyways, I'm a little curious what our progress is on this. I know our issue last time was damage. We're going to take Cough Gout. We're going to live life on the edge. We need Mouse for sure. Actually, there are holes. But I think the guys end up being too chonky to rely on using holes. So I have to think about this. We need Arketto, 100%. We need casters. We need lava. We need tanks. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I increase my block count, we'll do better. If I use 2 tanks and Lapland and Mouse, I can put Mouse in front of Lisgarm. I can put Lapland maybe behind Gummy. And Lava, just focus as much as possible on the arts damage, lean on Arketto for the physical DPS, and a bit on Lapland. Cutter's literally just an emergency. I don't think we can actually use her. But let's just see how this goes. It's practice, I don't have enough time for that. But Lapland has more time than I thought. Wait, what? Was that not a practice? My bad. I meant that to be a practice. Holy shit. Well, actually, you know what? I will have time to do that. But we're gonna do Lapland first anyways. We'll actually do a gummy. Wait, no, that's not right. It's like this. And then gummy here. Oh, I should have put gummy facing forward. That's going to be a little goofy now. Oh well. Holy shit, dude. Come on, Arquetto, help out. Fang's gonna die. They're just chugging away at each other. So I think Gummy should help shore up the healing. We're going to see if we can rely on Gummy instead of Ansel to get extra block. I should have put Mouse facing up. I mean, it's still okay this way, but... yeah, we still don't have the DPS. So, we might even need more levels on Lava. Because Lava's probably our highest DPS right now. Levels on tanks, or specifically Liskarm, would just make the healing burden a bit less. We already have Perfumer at max, at least E1 max. Mouse is a little low, and we could have put her facing the other way. There's some room on Amia as well. But I think our biggest gains would be Lava for this stage. But in theory, we don't even need this stage. We can get the base maxed out without doing this at all. It's mostly just for Arundum and speeding that up a like fractional amount. But the daily missions give you a decent amount of carbon. And it's hard to justify spending sanity on this. It is a way to min-max, like if you were going to spend Arundum and you're like a day one player and you want to, if you really want to maximize your gains, you would just spend Arundum to max out your base as quickly as possible. You just raise whatever ops you needed just to get your base like fully built out on day one. You know, everything on this side, level 3, all the dorms, whole level 5, you know, all of that. You would just get this fully maxed out, and then you would just be pulling operators to actually optimize it with. That's actually theoretically the ideal way to start off the game, but it does involve burning Arundum to do. The other way is to, instead of spending sanity farming, just rely on the daily missions, because you get you basically get one tier 1 box a day, right? And then the weekly gives you thought the weekly gave you some stuff too, right? Am I on crack? Maybe I am on crack. I could have swore there was another mission in here that gives you stuff. Pinboards give you stuff, and there's a couple other areas where... Oh, here you go. These give you some stuff as well as you're building. So, there's a number of free resources that you get as well. But in general, eventually from just daily missions, you'll get enough to build up your base as well without having to spend sanity on it. But you do at a bare minimum want to get these facilities built at least to level 1 as quickly as possible, like I have here. The issue that I'm running into, though, is these low-level buildings have very low capacity, and these just fill up. And then once they fill up, everything kind of stops. And so to get efficiency out of these low-level facilities, you would have to go and log in several times a day to collect these. That's probably the biggest thing that's holding back my resources, because if I expand this, right, the reason why I was getting better resources on these days was from logging in twice a day. And this loss right here, that's it's massive how much I'm losing from those facilities filling up and me not collecting. So higher level base equals less tedious management to reach high efficiency. So I highly recommend. That's part of also why 243 bases are just better, because the management, you get pretty good efficiency for the amount of management and effort that you have to put into the base on the daily to get it. And it's just, we're not going to benefit at all at this stage in the game. So 252 until we start having enough operators to build teams. And once we start upgrading stuff, eventually power is going to get tight, and we're just going to convert this factory here into a power plant. But we'll upgrade probably everything else. Like the first thing we're going to upgrade once the workshop's done, we're going to use whatever power we have left. Then we're going to eventually run out. But the first level 3 is going to be a power plant, because the power gain you get as well it's like huge. Check this out. We more than double our power with what this is putting out. So definitely the power plant, just doing one of these will let us upgrade a reasonable amount of other buildings before we have to do the other power plant. But we barely have enough. We can do the workshop, right? We can do the workshop once I get 2 more of these boxes, and that doesn't increase our power consumption. That will let us build the materials to upgrade the power plant. That'll also let us build the materials to upgrade Lapland. But I'll have to upgrade a factory before, I don't think I can produce chips, right? Yeah, I need to get a factory to level 3 before I can do chips. So I'll probably upgrade this factory here just to make sure that our LMD stays strong, because we have 3 factories for XP for now. I'm not going to worry about this factory though. We're going to upgrade these before we upgrade this. But we do need one level 3, so we're going to do workshop, power plant, this factory here. Then we'll probably do trading post. Then we'll do these factories. We'll do the other power plant whenever we run out of power, and then we'll do everything else. And then whenever we unlock this floor, we'll speed run this dorm, because we really need the morale gain from a 4th floor, which is the only thing we gain down here, but I mean, we need it. We keep running out of ops. And also, we'll get 10 pulls pretty soon from the limited banner, and that'll be kind of nice. Oh, wait. I totally did that so that I can craft these boxes. And now I have enough for the workshop. I don't have the drones though. Maybe if I wake up early tomorrow, I'll remember to do this in the morning, but I probably won't have the time. I'll probably hit snooze too many times, then have barely enough time to get ready, and then leave before the sun comes up for work, so... That's probably gonna be how it goes. But, at least I have this queued up. So we can get this soon, and that'll be good. Let's see. I think the smart thing to do is to to look for the stuff we need for E2, and Cutter is still out of reach. So, I already did his skills. And we have that. We just need those, which aren't open till tomorrow. We need her skill. We need these. What do you think the chances I go 3 for 3? Almost nothing. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I don't think there's going to be much original strategy today, which is unfortunate. I might do a practice on BB. What are we on? 7 now, right? I think we got 6. Or was it 5 that we got? We're either on 6 or 7. Whatever the next stage, I might just do a single practice to see where we're at on that. But my guess is it won't be too different. I think I need physical AoE, and I ain't got that. I guess if I run out of time, the other thing I could do is just start borrowing ops to complete the event. But what I really wanted was to farm BB-8 at least a bit for those gels, because that'll get me Cutter to E2. But I think that's impossible. I don't think we have a shot. If we had a monthly card, it would be 10 times easier. The monthly card is such an insane value. Definitely, for anyone that plays this game regularly, if you're going to spend any money at all, and you're not spending it on the monthly card, you're doing it wrong. Like, if the only thing you spend money on is the monthly card, you're doing it right. Because it's either be free to play or spend money on the monthly card, and then anything else you spend on top of that is after you've already gotten the monthly card. Because you're talking about $5 for 10 pulls instead of $10 for 10 pulls, and you're also getting like... I mean, you get 80 extra sanity a day. And so I'm trying to think what that comes out to. If a day is 24, 8, that's, what, a quarter, 25% more sanity? And if you're in a low-level account like this, and you're probably losing a lot of that sanity because you can only bank, you can't even bank, 12 hours worth. So you're getting probably an even better ratio than that at a low-level account. And of course your account will level up faster, which means you get to a point where you're banking that sanity faster, and you can spend that extra sanity farming stages more easily, so it's way easier to buy out event shops and farm elite materials and all that. So that's the main thing that you gain. Your account just gets stronger so much faster. But at the end of the day, strength in Arknights comes down to time. So the monthly card allows you to shorten the time. Everything else, it's like how much money you're spending to shorten the time it takes you to get something or get somewhere becomes less efficient. So, if you're wailing on banners to get limiteds, that's because you want it now and you lack patience and discipline. Because you can always... Like, limiteds aren't actually limited. You can literally plan at any point in the future around getting them by banking 300 pulls when it's convenient, right? And you don't have to do that right away. I actually think it's really stupid to try, because you never know it's going to... It's only a matter of time till whatever you think is relevant today is either irrelevant Or maybe something irrelevant today becomes extremely relevant in the future. Like, it's hard to predict. But whatever limited people think is ultra, never gonna come back or whatnot, like, even Ash came back. I mean, that was the most limited we had ever seen in the game. And I still think, that collaborator ops are probably the one thing that really there is no guarantee for. But, like, you can still get a classic W. You just have to plan around it. And it's if you're willing to wait and not get it immediately, it's not expensive. So, like, yeah, I definitely think that limiteds are just a way to drain people of their resources and make them do stupid things and be inefficient, because they FOMO themselves into thinking that if they get it then and there, that there's no chance that they'll regret it, but they don't understand the opportunity cost of everything they gave up in order to have that. And if they actually did, if they could do a side-by-side, would they always make that choice? The fact that they don't have that they're just not thinking about the opportunity cost is why so many players do it. But it's also why they do it in gacha. Like, the devs that make gacha games, they know that psychologically people fail the marshmallow test. If you know, you know. If you're a smart investor, an informed investor, you know exactly what I'm talking about with the marshmallow test. But gacha games are entirely marketed around the concept that people that play them are incapable of passing the marshmallow test. So, if you understand the marshmallow test and are capable of passing it, then you will be far more efficient. It's why in one of my earlier streams I really broke down like the gacha system exactly and how the odds work and what the most efficient way to do things are, and the fact that almost nobody does it. Like, I did it on my original account for years. It wasn't until it got to the point where me doing that wasn't getting me new operators. I could only get potentials, really, because I had almost everything. So it's like, once you have almost everything, okay, then you can spend your 258 gold certs to buy pulls. You can save up for limited banners. You can kind of do all that other stuff because you might value getting a new operator more than a potential. But, when you're starting off, what you want is the most amount of everything that you can get. Are you fucking serious? I got one grindstone. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I'm so disappointed. Give me grindstones. Grindstone. That's not grindstone. How close are we to a 10 pull? 36. That's not the right button. Wait. I thought I had a few... I have 2. So that's 1,200. 48. So I need 1,200 more Arundum for a 12 pull. That gets us pretty close. Did I get enough to put levels into Amia? I can't get her to 60. But hey, something. Man. And I definitely didn't get chips for him. Yeah. Oh, man. Am I gonna burn? We'll burn another 60 and just hope. I need this freaking upgrade for, I need this upgrade for Arketo. We need that splash damage. We need it. Like, we're getting overwhelmed on too many things. And obviously that multiplicative damage will also help scale her power a lot as we level her. Because the stat gain isn't that high, but when you amplify the stat gain by her skill damage power, it's a lot more meaningful. So that's why we really need skill level 7. And then once we get her to E2, the cheap levels will help just her sheer fast attack speed. It'll become a lot more meaningful. Because see this tiny bit of damage that we're doing to these guys right here? Right? We're clearly beating their armor on our normal hits, right? And she attacks pretty quick, so that means that any extra attack we get is going to translate into pure damage on most of these enemies at this point. Like, we're not exceeding, like you can see right here, the vanilla hits are pretty weak on their armor, but the critical hits are doing way more than double that damage, so we're like right at that threshold. As we put levels on her, her damage is going to go up exponentially. Like giving her 50 more attack could double her damage. Effective damage, I should say. It won't double her theoretical DPS, but against like these elites, it could easily double her damage. And that's what we need in Annihilation. That's what we need on the stages here. That's what we're going to need against Frost Nova. And we're also going to want those 2 charges on S2. And at E2, the main thing that we gain is just some cheap levels. She does get a okay talent upgrade, but it's not super helpful. Although the module, the level 1 module, gives us a reasonable amount of stats. That's worth mentioning as well for not too much investment. And I'm not sure what I want to mastery. I might mastery her S2 actually, because it's a handful to manage that skill, and I don't have any buffers. But for the up till chapter 7, in chapter 8 we'd need more attack or arts damage, but up until chapter 8, for through chapter 7, we don't actually need to cut through armor that much, and the damage throughput, especially with the extra levels on her S2, and how efficiently you can manage her spammable skill. I mean, like, Arknights can become a lane holder. I have a stage that I call the lane holder test, and Arknights can actually pass the lane holder test, but only with S2. It does require a lot of paying attention, though, so it's not a skill for lazy people. But we might actually just put off doing masteries on her entirely, because we can kind of get away with that. We might do... I mean, Lumen actually wouldn't be a bad idea. We need to put at least 1 mastery onto Amiya's S2. We have to do that. That's mandatory. We also are probably best off putting a single mastery on our S3 as well, because that just means that we don't have to be very efficient with the mines. Like, we only need 1 mine on Patriot and a single S3 activation to get through his phase 1. If we don't have that single mastery on S3 for Amiya, Patriot will have a little sliver of health, and we'll either have to do chip damage with other operators, or we'll have to time correctly additional mines for him to run over, which you can do, but I would really prefer him to go down in the far right tile away from my squad so that I don't have to tank his AoE. Or even risk tanking it, and also I don't have to worry about figuring out good timing for the mines, because getting him at his first waypoint is, well, first waypoint to when he's traveling to the second, that's like the easiest time if you can do it. The stereotypical bog standard, you know, Amiya S3 strat for Patriot. That's what we're planning around. There should be sound from the game. I just realized we have the music going, but there's no sound from Arknights. Why is that? No, we don't want to retreat. Let me check something. Is it muted? Why is it... The sound was turned freakishly low. I don't know what was up with that. We got battle sounds.
皆さんのご活躍、本当に目を見張るものでした。
One. We got one. Are you freaking serious? Oh, man. We'll give it 2 more. I know this is like riveting content. I'm sure like people will really want to tune into me farming grindstone. Oh my god. I only got like a few minutes left too. So I do gotta burn the sanity. I thought I would at least do a little bit on Babel, even if it was just like a practice, just to see if we've made any progress. But, I gotta... I guess that is just one of the realities of playing Arknights, is that, you definitely got to farm for your operators to be powerful. It's just required. That's why integrated strategies tends to be the best stream content, though, because you don't really have to farm in the same way. You do a variety of stages, you get different stuff, you can vary the operators however you want, or squads, and at this point you can even vary the whole integrated strategies that you do. And you don't have to worry about your sanity or any of that. But yeah, building operators, especially when they're low level and there's specific things that you need, that's just never going to be done at 100% efficiency, because you kind of have to sacrifice something. In this case, I'm sacrificing Babel event currency to get Arketo's skill to level 7. And again, I don't think building Stuart would have been like a smarter move. Like, ooh, you really saved money building Stuart. Yeah, or not Stuart. What's his name? Not the Stuart's the caster. It's Adnakiel. Fucking Adnakiel. Oh god. Stuart is a really hard sell to build early game as well, because you start off with Amia and you get Lava. I can't think of a single reason to build Stuart starting off, and he's not even bad, that's the thing. He's pretty decent, which is why you kind of end up having to build him as an endgame player for integrated strategies. But I can't imagine a reason to build him before that, because your other options are the obvious choice, Amia, and Click, and even Haze, but typically Click and Amia tend to be preferred. Although, like I said, I do think that Haze's talent is pretty baller, and in theory her damage throughput is very good if she doesn't die. We don't have to worry too much about res until Patriot. Patriot is the he's probably the highest res thing in the game ever, but maybe not with the absurd damage reduction mechanics that they added recently. If you stack res with damage reduction, at least. I hate damage reduction. Damage reduction is the worst thing to ever happen to Arknights. It's awful. I hate it so much. My feeling is that, you know, Like, all damage reduction really serves to do is make elemental damage way more valuable and true damage. And true damage was already valuable. It didn't need to be made more valuable. Oh my god. Oh my god! Give me the fucking grindstones! Give me the goddamn grindstones! What would we... 200 sanity for 2 grindstones?
くれぐれも安全にね。
Jesus Christ.
で貫く。
This is why I put this off. I mentioned so many times that grindstones were a pain in the ass to get. I mean, in like chapters 9+, you can get a lot better efficiency. I don't even want to think about trying to take this account into chapters 9+. Chapter 9 is theoretically newbie friendly, but I'd put a big asterisk on that. It's newbie friendly in the same way that Babel is newbie friendly. Like, there are mechanics to allow you to reduce the perceived challenge level of the enemies, but I don't like the pillar mechanic. I fucking hate the pillars, and everything has a shitload of arts resistance. So, and I kind of have an arts heavy squad right now. Like, over time, you know, we'll get some more physical damage dealers, but we got Lapland, whose highest damage mode is arts damage. We got Amia. We're using Mouse instead of Melantha. Our best physical options are Arketo and Cruz, and to a certain extent Jay. And yeah, I think that Chapter 9 would be extremely painful for this account right now. What we would really need is like any reasonably strong physical DPS ground unit. Oh my god, we got like a tier 1. We're gonna burn our, like, all of our sanity on this stupid fucking stage. I might not even get the grindstone I need. This is dumb. This is why I was spending my sanity on Babel and not pushing story stages during the event. Just to get event shop stuff, even if I didn't need it now, like having to farm for it later. Running into this bullshit. Holy fuck. This entire spend of sanity might have been a waste. Like, if I don't get this skill, I might just, like, not even bother streaming on this account. I might just go farm Babel until it's over and only stream on the other account. What? What is this fucking bullshit? The chapter that's extremely not newbie friendly, 13. I'd have to get through that to get Civilite Eterna, who would certainly help this account a lot too. I don't think I got it right. Oh, we did get it. I never pay attention to the ending screens. Wrong button.
ドクター
Oh my god. Was it worth it? I don't know. It cost us everything. It'd be nice if I could get some levels. Do I think it's enough? Oh, right, that's the wrong. I don't think it's enough for this. Yeah, we are on 7. That's what I thought, which gets us these, which I don't incredibly need. I really need the gels, and I honestly think we can do the boss stage. I think this stage is harder than the boss stage.
Teamwork なんて
諸君、君らの顔なんて覚えてられないけど、まあ行こうか。
主の祝福があらんことを
みんな、私に続け。
No, we don't want that.
福音が指先に集まる
I think we want that actually. You know, maybe we want that.
福音が指先にどうしてみんな仲良くできないのかな怖くはないわ元気
みんな、私に続け。
Wait, do I not have a fast redeploy? Oh shit, that could be a problem. That could be a problem because we need something to place here.
弓を引いて狙いを定めて放つ 福音が指先に集まる 戦場は図られ
みんな、私に続け。
福音が指先に集まる振り返る
That's right. They can hit me. I don't know why that's like suddenly surprising to me. Oh, that's a mistake. I fucked up.
貫く。
Wait, why did that not work?
弦の振動を感じて
みんな、私に続け。
ここからはブースの戦いです
警戒態勢。
福音が指先に集まる
治療の準備を。
問題ない使用可
They're gonna die. Yeah. So I fucked up. I need a fast redeploy. And I don't know why the beast didn't collapse when I made that chain. That was weird. Who to replace? Do lava. And hope that that makes sense. Something else I'm gonna change.
君らの顔なんて覚えてられないけど、まあ行こうか。
Hold on. Is there a better option here? Maybe Lapland's a better option here. I can put Cutter up here. And then her attack can hit the air unit up here. That's what we're gonna do. Actually, that is another option, is to do it like that, but I think we're gonna do it this way.
私に続け。
Do it this way.
持ちこたえてください。敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備をしてください。獲物を見つけました。弦の振動を感じ
貫く。
That's as far as we can get.
やってみましょう。どうしやすか。
弦には3つの選択が、敵には3種の苦難があります。
みんな私に続け。
Oh, I should have done cutter first.
福音が指先に集まる。はい、あなたの考えがお見通しですよ。
みんな私に続け。
福音が指先に集まる。
指示をおまくり。
Well, one down.
弦の振動を感じて。
貫く。
弦には3つの選択が、敵には3種の苦難があります。
貫く。
分かった。私の目を見て。
Oh, I didn't kill him!
弦には3つの選択が。この声は泣いている。
やってみましょう。
貫く。
弦の振動を感じて。 弦には3つの選択が、敵には3種の苦難があります。
貫く。
問題。こういう香りは私の目を見て。弦には3つの選択が、敵にはクリア。位置についたよ。
抗ってみなよ。
はい。弦の振動を感じて。戦っている時は眠らないんだから。
Oh, yeah, we don't have the damage for this. Arquetto was not enough.
私に続け。
ごめん。次はもっと。
Oh, boy. These things have so many I could calculate. It's gonna be over 500 damage per second. Well over. And even if using the chains, even if they do those AoEs, like... there has to be a better way. Those goddamn things are absurdly tanky. Oh, man. I don't know why it keeps taking us to that one. Are we gonna give this a shot? Oh, I don't have the stuff for it. No. We'll do a Babel farming stage. This event is really frustrating to do with a new account. It's like... man. I don't know how I Love Amia does what they do. I don't. Like, the amount of time they spend purely doing stages with low level, like, I bet they look up enemy stats and, like, I don't know, use spreadsheets and do calculations and shit. Wait, am I not? What the fuck? Am I retarded? Did I unclick the auto option? But even so, it's, I have 5 stars and 6 stars in this squad, but I don't have anyone extra to swap in and out to optimize for stuff. Like, I barely have an E1 squad to work with, let alone substitutes. So even though I think that Lapland is stronger than Midnight, when you're doing 3-star strats, you're not always using Midnight. I kind of always have to use Lapland. I don't have, like, a Papakar to switch to. I have to use Cutter. And again, I think Cutter is, on average, better than Papakar, but she does single target damage, except when her skill's up. And right now, her attack isn't really any better than Papakar's would be. There's just kind of some examples of, like, comparisons for where we're at. And obviously we still have 3 stars. We have 3 of them in our squad pretty much permanently. So, how much... And Cruz is doing more single target damage than Arketto. And our Arketto is our surrogate for multi-target. Because the reason why we have Arketto is because she's replacing Jessica. She's a direct upgrade. There's nothing Jessica does that Arketto doesn't do better. Literally nothing. And on top of that, though, we have no physical AoE, and I don't have the resources to build them without spending several days getting them levels from the base, or we have to farm XP for it, in which case we're losing shop credits. Because these materials are very, especially these ones here, very valuable to us. Even these furniture items I could use in the dorms and would be helpful. These I can pretty much ignore for now. Money is always good. I mean, I guess we did alright on this. I might actually be able to buy out the store minus this stuff over here. Like, I'm going to lose out on the tokens. That's just going to happen. There's no way. These tokens, like, I think I need, like, around 1,200 to 1,400 shop credits to get this. And then add another 500 on top of that for a skin, you know? Not really the most effective usage till we have everything else, including furniture. Man. So I can't quite get all the tier 4s. This I highly doubt I'm gonna need. But we'll still try and get it. Anyways, I even went a little bit later than I was planning. I know it's short today and I spent most of it talking, but we're going to call it here because, because so much of my time was eaten up from that investor. I couldn't do anything exciting today anyways, which, I mean, sometimes it's going to happen playing on an account like this and just doing it almost entirely live. But yeah, if all I have to think, if all I can do is farm in the near term because of the Babel event, and just leveling up operators, there's almost no point to me even streaming this this account if that's all I'm doing, because it's not, there's nothing new, nothing to explain, no interesting logic to pick apart. There's just talking about whatever the latest upgrades I did in here are, which, you know, at least we got that. Something. But we can get lumen chips tomorrow. That's not going to be terribly exciting. I think, hold on, I think we have... yeah, we're out of defender chips. And I guess we need those anyways for Liskarm. So if we don't get perfect efficiency on this, it won't be the end of the world. Oh, no, we have... it's E1. We don't need them for Liskarm. What are we gonna... we have them for Gummy, too. We don't really need defender chips right now, do we? Well then. It'd be kind of funny if we got a Lobos on this account, because... arts. I guess it'd be funny if we got a W2, but I don't know what I would do with that, to be honest. The chances of us getting W, though, are extremely low. Where it's not like, I mean, if we're not spending Arknight Prime on pulls, if we did, our odds are around 50-50. If we spent, I might be able to get it up to like 60 or 70%, spending all of the event resources and whatnot just on pulls. And if I don't spend anything from here to there, and that's not really what we're doing, we'll spend what they give us on that banner, for sure. But we're not gonna go balls to the walls. Like, it's not important for this account to get like a W or even a Lobos, so that's kind of how it be. Mang! I really wish we had gotten better XP at LMD over the last day too. We lost a good amount of efficiency, but it'll be fine. We'll get Lumen up, hopefully to higher stats than Ansel. And what's he get? Attack and defense. Oh, defense is actually really good for casters, or for medics. We gotta get over 400. I feel like that's not gonna be too hard. And then if we get him to E2, like his skill 3, even without masteries, will be very, very useful. It also would be nice if we could get his potentials, but I don't think that's going to happen without getting him to E2. We need some pretty decent healers for Stultifera Navis for the end of it. And if I remember correctly, we are gonna have issues with stalling. We only have so much range to work with, and we don't have any stallers. So we're actually gonna, like, I know I'm thinking of the EX stages. The regular boss stage, what does that look like in my mind? Do I remember it? We need like a shitload of DPS for it. I think the only way we're gonna do it is like borrowing a Surtur or something like that. There might be another way, I don't know. I might actually have to look up what strats people used, because that boss is like mechanically complex, and I'm not a fan of that. I know that there are players that are super into it, but it just encourages people to use guides, let's be real. It's good for like 1% of the community that actually figures out how to do stuff and doesn't mind molding and theory crafting. And like on the EN side, all the people that do stuff, like they watch like the CN stuff first, so it's not like they don't know what it is. They have like the people on CN molded in their stead in advance, or they have a second account on CN, that's too much. I'm never gonna do that. But the boss for Stultifera Navis, the issue is that there's a bunch of different buffs that they can eat that changes like kind of the abilities they could end up having, and planning around that's kind of a pain in the ass. And regardless of what it does, you need like a fair amount of DPS in the end to take it down. And I kind of feel like it has a bit of a DPS race mechanic to it. And like even with powerful ops, it's not super simple. So I kind of think that with lower level ops, I'll probably have to do some research in advance, figure out how I'm going to do it. But we do want to get the pots for Lumen. That'll be important. I don't think I need to do any research to get the pots for... oh wait, no, we didn't even get them. Oh shit. I said I was going to call it here, but I want to try one last thing. Oh, I remember what our issue was. We were getting DP crunched. We need another Vanguard for this. One that can block, too. Because if I put a E1 Scavenger, she's just going to get overrun. She's going to get killed before she pays herself off. Because we need, like, 4 lanes covered pretty quickly. And I fucking hate 4-lane maps. It's so annoying. But whatever, that's what we gotta do. No choice about it. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not even gonna practice that. It'll be a waste of time. Alright, well, peace out, everyone. Short stream today. Not too exciting, unfortunately. I doubt I'll gain new viewers with this one. Hey, you never know. I will eventually have more exciting stuff. Eventually.